and welcome to Firebird Nation's Sports Update. I'm your host, Eric Zedalis. In this episode, we check in with the women's cross country, men's soccer, and women's tennis teams. Then we also interview our Associate Director of Internal Operations, Jason Imperati. The Firebirds women's cross country team has competed in 3 meets thus far this season. I checked in with them recently to see how things are going. Here are those interviews. All right, I'm with senior Stacy-Ann Rowe. Stacy, how is the season going so far?
So far, the season has been good. We're in transition from cross country, from preseason to cross country. So right now, we're basically focused on getting fit and going to cross country meets and doing the best we can as a team. So right now, track is good.
Okay. How do you look to improve week in and week out?
The way I look to improve is if I made a mistake that I see within practice or running a meet, I try to fix it based on Monday, and I try to make, if we have 6 of each set, I try to make my last one the strongest, even though I'm tired, because that's when the body improve under pressure. So as a team, that's what we basically look at and try to improve week in and week out to make sure that we execute each set as the time that the coach gives us.
What kind of mistakes do you notice during the week?
What I noticed, especially with the freshmen or with myself, is that we tend to get complacent after we tired because it's off season and most people are unfit. It's after each set or one, we'll get tired and just feeling not to do it. And that's what I realized with going in practice, that after each set or something, we get so tired that we wouldn't want to finish doing the workout. So that's something that we need to work on as a team.
And how do you combat that?
Sorry?
How do you attack that problem?
Oh, by basically motivating each other. So we basically do workout as a group and set. So each individual go to their respective area, but we'll do it as a group. So if one person is slacking, the person who is leading the group will push the person by saying, come on, this is the last set. Or so basically all we work on not making sure that anybody's left behind is working as a team other than working as an individual. So that's how we basically attack the program with no person get left behind.
Okay, and how is this work that you're doing going to benefit you come indoor track season and outdoor track season?
The work that we're doing now mostly benefits us at the fact that during the break that we get from cross country into indoor and outdoor, that break is a very long break compared to a person doing athletics. So with this work that we're doing, say somebody don't get the ability to train during that off season, we'll be able to make that work be the backup. So you could rally back on the fact that you did this work during that season going into indoor and outdoor to make sure that you stay fit and able to carry out whatever is necessary to do within the indoor and outdoor. So it's basically help us to maintain and be fit as going into indoor and outdoor.
Okay, thank you very much.
Seconds in, keep working. 5, 4, 3, 2, time. Good job, ladies.
All right, I'm here with junior Shayna Hodge. Shayna, how's the season going so far?
Right now the season's going pretty good. None of us are cross-country runners, but we do it to prepare ourselves for indoor and outdoor season. We're all pushing ourselves. We're all working really hard. We definitely made improvement just from our first and second meets. Last week at UMES, everyone PR'd. We all ran faster times, so that just shows you that we're getting better and better.
And how do you do that? The focus is on improvement. How do you get better week in and week out?
I think every week you just have to come in with the focus of, I have to do this. None of us like cross country, honestly, but we have to do it. So the goal is just to get better, and we come in here, we come in the weight room and we work out hard, we push each other. So
how much of it is mental?
Everything is mental. cross country is we run 3 miles, so that's a long time. We're running for a long time. We're in the heat for a long time. So, our bodies get tired, but you just have to think, I have to keep going, I have to keep going, I have to keep going. So, yeah.
Okay. And how is the work that you're doing now going to benefit you come indoor and outdoor track season?
The work that we're doing now is preparing us for indoor and outdoor. We're getting stronger, which is going to carry over into the indoor and outdoor seasons, which will help us to, sprint, come out with fast times. So it's beneficial.
Okay. Thank you very much. Firebird men's soccer team got off to a rough start this season, starting 0-5. I caught up with them during that rough stretch. All right, here with head coach Matt Thompson. Coach, it's been a rough start to the season. What have been some of the reasons for that?
I don't want to make excuses. I think we're still 11 versus 11 on the field. So we've just been making some basic mistakes, basic errors on the field that we need to eradicate. We're working hard on the training field to do that. But I don't want to make any excuses.
All right. Do you feel confident that you guys can turn it around?
Absolutely. Yeah, we do have a few guys that are struggling with injuries right now that hopefully will be back. Probably not by tomorrow, but maybe by Saturday. And that's the start of our conference. And, that's our main goal. So hopefully if we get a couple of guys back, I think we'll be ready to go.
What have been some of the positive takeaways from these first few games?
That's a tough question. Some of the play from the new guys, they've gelled with the team pretty well. Like I said, it's just frustrating not being able to put out our top starting 11 for any of the games so far. But the guys are working hard. They're trying to put in the effort. They're trying to do what we're asking them to do. So I can't fault that.
Had a nice goal from Gabriel Torres in the Wilmington game. He's been a positive light. Has he not?
Yep, absolutely. And a new player coming in from Brazil takes a little bit of time to acclimatise, really. But he's come in and he's probably had the most shots on the team from a midfield position. Scored a great goal at Wilmington, and he does look a threat every time he gets the ball. So yeah, very much a positive.
And if it's, I don't know, a stronger indication that guys are playing out of position than when you had your goalkeeper come in and actually score a goal for you at Wilmington. Talk about the play of João Brissamolin.
Yeah, well, we're down to the bare bones. I think we had just one goalkeeper on the bench, and so he was the option to have come off the bench after we got tired, and it's 95 degrees at Wilmington, so we had to use what we had, and we put him on up front, and he scored a great goal, 1-versus-1 great finish. He's from Brazil, so I know he plays futsal, so I know he's got good foot skills, so it's not like it's alien to him. He can play on the field if he needs to, and we might have to do that again in the next couple of games. We'll see.
All right. What needs to happen for you guys to turn this around?
Well, we need our full squad back. When we get everybody back, we have got a team that can compete. And we just need to be on the same page. Once they return, they're not going to be fully fit, so it's a matter of getting them the minutes when we can. They're not going to be able to come back and play 90 minutes straight away. So easing them back in and making sure we get minutes off the bench that can give us that quality to compete.
All right. Thanks, Coach. All right, here with assistant coach Danny Wadeson. Danny, same question as head coach. What do you think have been the reasons for some of the struggles so far early this season?
I think just getting the group to be cohesive. As Coach was alluding to before, we've brought a lot of kids in and getting that chemistry right.
All right. Talk about some of those newcomers. Who have been some of the positive lights in this struggle so far this season?
In the previous interview, obviously, Gabriel Torres has been a good positive influence for us. Of the other lads coming through, it's more them trying to adjust. So nobody's really broke through, apart from Gabriel, just to be totally honest with you. But that said, once things are bedded with the strongest 11, then obviously things can change.
Who have been some of your veteran leaders who have stepped up so far?
Veteran leaders-wise, Victor from playing last year has kept a consistency in his performance. Chris Moak has verbally stepped through in the middle of midfield. And then, I would say those two have generally become the leaders.
I felt as though in two of your games you strongly outplayed your opponent but lost. How do you keep spirits high when things like that happen? This is a sport where this happens more frequently than not.
Yeah, it's very much a game of confidence. Just adversity, digging deep. I think grit tends to be the buzzword being used at the moment. So sometimes it's just regrouping, looking at yourself and getting back to basics.
And then the same question for you, what needs to happen to turn this around?
Basically just got to pull together. Just as simple as that. Acknowledge your mistakes, move on from them, and then produce better results.
All right. Thanks, Danny. This is Eric Zedalis here with Liam Haycock, a junior midfielder and defenseman on the men's soccer team. Liam, first part of the season's been a little bit of a struggle.
Yeah.
Explain what's happening on the field.
Obviously not a great start. We're hopefully going to pick it back up starting tomorrow. We've had a lot of injury problems, a lot of disciplinary problems. We're hopefully going to put that right. We're still hoping on a big season. ECC's just come around the corner on Saturday. That's the time when we really need to start. These first 4 or 5 games, obviously not a great start, but still we're looking to build on that and hopefully gain some more players back. Michael out injured, me, myself, Mehdi. We're all struggling right now, but we're having to do everything we can to get back. We're looking forward to starting Saturday. It's going to be tough, but we know what we need to do. The coach has definitely emphasised that to us now, and we're ready to compete. We're definitely ready.
Now, as a captain, how do you keep the spirits high on this team?
Obviously, as I said before, obviously with a tough start, it is hard to get players building and get them going again. But it's definitely something we can do. A lot of team building stuff, a lot of stuff we can help each other on the field. Basically, soccer, I've always thought, is we're a family. We all have to be there for each other. We're all there to support each other. That's another way that we have to end up helping each other out on the field, have each other's backs. Everything I learned growing up, you have to be there. You have to want to die for someone on the field. That's what it means to be a captain, to be anyone on the field. You have to be a leader.
Were there any positives you can take away from these first couple games heading into conference play that make you think that you guys can compete?
Definitely, of course, yeah. In every game we played, we've obviously had bad starts, but we have rebuilt, come back in the second half. We play nice football, soccer, and we've always looked to play the right way. It's just getting the result. We're just not finding that end spark yet, but that's something we're working on. We'll get there, and we're definitely looking forward to it. We're going to be going into it very positive. But yeah, I mean, it's something. We always look for the positives out of training, out of games. Everything we can see that's a positive, we will pick up on it because it's there to see. We always have to look for it. Negatives, obviously we pick them up, but we'd rather look for the positives in a game.
All right, thanks, Liam.
Right, you're welcome.
All right, I'm here with sophomore forward Salah Warid. Salah, it's been a rough go at it the first couple games this season. What can you guys do to turn it around?
The best thing to do now is just stay calm, figure out areas where we're weak at and we could get better at. And the best thing really is just stay calm and stay focused, because a lot of times with a bad start like this, tend to get out of hand and get off what you need to do. We got to just stay on what we need to do, and we got a great group of guys here. And I feel like it's only a matter of time when we show that.
And you're one of the newcomers on the team. Have you seen leadership from the veteran guys?
Absolutely. I think there's a great group of guys out here that lead the team. Injuries have not been helping us this season, and I think that's a major part of why we had such a bad start. But as the results gotten worse, the leadership has been stepped up, and some of the guys has taken initiative. And like I said, it's only a matter of time.
Okay. Is there a sense that with conference play coming up, it's a new season?
Absolutely. We believe, the whole team believes that's where our actual season starts. This is the first 4 games we take as a learning experience, try to build off of it, and we know that Saturday, that's what we're really waiting for. That's what the whole team's waiting for, and coach as well.
All right, thanks a lot. Since I caught up with the men's soccer team, they've actually won 2 of their last 3 games. 2 of those games were in conference play. So their record now stands at 2-6 overall and 2-0 in East Coast Conference play. We wish them luck the rest of the way. The women's tennis team is off to a fantastic start. The Firebirds are 3-1 on the season and about to compete in the Intercollegiate Tennis Association East Region Championships in East Meadow, New York. With just 5 student athletes on the roster and a lineup that needs 6, UDC is forced to forfeit matches at number 3 doubles and number 1 singles every contest. But the Firebirds have still managed to persevere and win 3 of their first 4 matches. Senior Elena Skopkina is unbeaten in singles play thus far, including an impressive win versus NYIT. Junior number 1 singles player Dominika Hadnidova is 3-1 on the season as well. The only 2 upperclassmen on the short roster, they have played pivotal roles in narrow 5-4 victories by the Firebirds in must-win matches versus East Coast Conference foes. UDC looks to be on pace to qualify for ECC tournament play for the 6th straight season, but they still have a challenging slate of in-conference matches plus a non-conference match versus Shawan remaining on the schedule. We wish them good luck the rest of the way. Jason Imperati is our Associate Director of Athletics for Internal Operations at UDC. I spoke with him about his responsibilities. All right, Jason, give us a little background on what you did before you came to UDC.
Sure, Eric. So I actually started my career in construction. I was in the construction industry, did that for a while, and then decided to take an internship at Malloy College. I worked in game operations. I did that for 6 months. So I did that for the entire spring season, handled baseball, softball, lacrosse, and just a little bit of basketball as well. And then from there, I accepted a position at Dowling College back in New York for a GA spot where I was in charge of compliance and academics, but as well, I also handled game ops because of my experiences working the internship. So having an opportunity to do a little bit of everything, that's sort of how I got my foot in the door with the compliance aspect of things. From Dowling, I actually received an opportunity to become the compliance officer at New York Institute of Technology, also in New York, part of the...
Also in the ECC.
Also in the ECC, I was going to mention that. I've sort of been around the conference a while. But for the previous 5 years, up until I got the position here, handled the day-to-day compliance operations for NYIT. I was very fortunate to be able to sort of craft the compliance department how I saw fit. My athletic director at the time, Clyde Dowdy Jr., was very supportive and allowed me to sort of really flourish in that role and really make the compliance department what I saw fit and made it really work well. From there, had an opportunity to meet Ms. Thomas at the NCAA convention, where was lucky enough to get offered the opportunity here as the Associate Athletic Director for Internal Operations. So taking on this role is a little different outside of the compliance piece that I was used to, but definitely it's been a great experience here. Been here for almost 2 years now. Handle, like I said, all the day-to-day operations. That includes transportation, equipment, game ops, facilities management, partnering with everybody across campus as far as being a liaison for the department. Pretty much anything that needs to happen within our building goes through my office, which again has been a really great experience.
What's your favorite aspect of the job?
Honestly, it's not knowing what's going to happen next. I think, especially,
you like that?
I do, because it keeps you on edge. It constantly keeps me thinking. It constantly keeps just improving as an individual, because there's always something, especially in Division II, within at least our conference, we wear so many different hats. So I'm not just in my office. One day I might spend an 8-hour day in the office, but then there's times that I'm constantly running around and you have to stay sharp. And I think that's really been a great thing, is just keeping that mind sharp, which is really important for me.
Right, and Mr. Lane calls you Mr. Fix-It or MacGyver, and you've got that background. Some people might know before you even went to college, you were a Boy Scout.
Right. So yeah, I spent there's two different directions I could have went. I could have played high school sports, but I decided to. I was a big basketball player, but I decided to go into the Boy Scouts. Sort of flourished in that. Really enjoyed the camping aspect of it. Just the leadership and the leadership development that they offered. Actually was extremely fortunate to become an Eagle Scout. Worked very hard for that. So yeah, Joe definitely calls me Mr. Fix-It, which has been great. But yeah, anything that the building needs that I can help with to make facilities job easier, I try to do that for those guys as well.
And I know you also went to the NCAA Career in Sports Forum, where you served as a facilitator. I myself went a few years after you, I think. Tell us about that experience and what you learned from that.
That was one of the best experiences that I've had so far in my career. I was very fortunate to be the starter facilitators. We were the first group to go in. It was a very new initiative by the NCAA, and just being a graduate student at the time, I was the youngest facilitator there. So I just got to sit back and really listen to people and listen to all the other facilitators and professionals in the business, and just sort of see how they got to where they were, and really sort of took a lot of mental notes, which was great. And then the actual speaking or facilitating was just a wonderful experience, having a chance to impact young student athletes' minds, get into the field of athletics, which is just wonderful. I still stay in contact with several of them to this day, and that's almost 5-6 years ago now. So it was a very great experience, both for me professionally and just my opportunity to give back. So.
And what's your advice for somebody who wants to get into the field of athletic administration?
Well, I mean, be prepared to be busy. You're always busy in this profession, but that's a good thing. You have to work for it. You have to intern, try to get a graduate spot, but constantly work. The only way that you're going to continue to progress in your career is just grinding. I mean, we tend to be very busy during the school year, during the academic year, so be prepared to work some long hours, especially if you're in the game ops or sports information like yourself, Eric. We do put in a lot of hours, a lot of weekends, so you have to be prepared for that. But I think what's nice is the summers for us slow down. So you try to tell people, get into that mindset that summer is coming, right. that May and June is coming, and just like I said, keep working, and definitely you'll get to where you need to be.
All right, and real quick, what's your favorite part about working at UDC?
The student athletes. I think we have just a great group of young men and women that I can relate to. It's just great listening to their experiences, sort of hanging out with them when you have some time, and just listening to where they're from and how they've gone about getting to UDC. I think is great. And then secondly, the staff. I think Ms. Thomas has put together a wonderful staff. We're all like a family. Don't get me wrong, we're a typical family where we can go at each other a little bit, which is good, which is healthy. But at the end of the day, it's just one big family, and it's nice actually coming to work every day. I don't think enough people can say that about their profession, but I think at this location specifically, we definitely enjoy coming to work. So
I agree with that. All right, well, thanks for coming on.
Thanks, Eric. Appreciate it.
That's all the time we have for this episode. Be sure to check out all the Firebird action on our website, udcfirebirds.com, and our social media accounts, Facebook, UDC Athletics, Twitter, @UDC Athletics, Instagram, @UDC Athletics, and YouTube, UDC Athletics 1. Thanks for joining us, and see you next time.